Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon Guide. I am Sylphin, and in this video we are taking a beginner's approach to the skills, strategies, and starter decks for GRIM.exe. So ladies and gentlemen, GRIM.exe is a range hero. He deals energy damage, and in that way, most rangers benefit the most, in my opinion, from attack speed. Grim he's a little bit different, and in fact I would suggest crit for Grim. We are going to go into a little bit of the reason why a little bit later, but simply open your selected deck screen, go starter deck, ranger, crit, energy, damage, and hit confirm. Make sure that you toggle off your suggestions so that you are looking at all of the cards here available to you. Now we are simply going to go here for a health potion, a mana potion, and a scout's ward here in the early game. We do have a good jungler here on the Chimera, and looks like he did not get a harvester key, so hopefully somebody certainly will here. Now, Grim is a very interesting ranger. He, in my opinion, is one of the more difficult rangers to really get a handle on. He has some very interesting abilities, some hard to use abilities, and some very picky abilities is what I'm going to call them. So the very first ability that we are going to go for is going to be his suppression mode, his E. So it's a toggled ability. So you can toggle it on and you can toggle it off. What it does is it empowers your basic attack to apply a slow, so at the expense of mana. So actually, it's a very powerful tool against, of course, melee heroes, or really anybody that is trying to get away. What I suggest you use it, it's kind of as a one-off use, so you toggle it on quickly, use your basic attack, and toggle it off. Because it does drain mana fairly quickly, if you just, keep it on, you want to be very sparing with what exactly you use. The second ability here, is our Q, and that is exactly why we want to use it here. Oh, I saw what you did there. Okay, so almost able to secure the kill there, and that is what you want to use your Q for. It's called Displacement Blast. It lobs a shot that deals 20 energy damage and displaces enemies away from the center of the ability. So that is quite powerful here. So this Fengmao should know that I can really deal quite a lot of damage to him, and that is why he backs off. It's, again, a tricky ability to use because, it's lobbed, so it doesn't have a straight path through the air, and you have to really kind of make sure that it lands on the ground, or it hits a particular thing exactly and hits an enemy away from the center of its impact. It's tricky to use and is, a hard ability to make reliable. Here's this Grim, that is why we have that scout's ward there, to make us aware of anybody that's trying to come on our flanks and try to take us out. The last ability that we're going for is his right click, Deflector Shield. Its ability, a blocking shield that regenerates 90 mana on a successful block. Pay attention that it's a ability block, not a basic attack block. So you have to foresee an enemy spell coming and then block it. So as you can see, there's a lot of very interesting abilities here. Yep, I saw that hook coming pretty easily. Again, you have to foresee an ability coming, basically toggle the shield on, and then, maybe not intentionally take damage from the incoming ability, but again, it's very situational. His abilities are one of the more harder to use of all of the rangers for sure. So again, Grim takes a bit to get used to, but in the right hands, he is incredibly strong. At level 5, we're getting our ultimate. It's called GTFO. It's a homing orb that deals a ton of damage here. And I think we'll see it here. Oh, and I wasted it actually on that, Richter. Sorry. Do I get the last hit? No, I do not. So what it does, it's a locked-on ability that you need line of sight in order to lock on. Once you lock on, and once you press that button, you shoot out a gigantic orb of energy damage that follows the enemy hero through terrain, through anything. Even if they're teleporting back to their base, it'll follow them and deal damage. Very great ability to finish off a dying enemy hero. The very first card we are getting is this Mage's Ward because we want upgraded wards. 4 card power, we're going to get our 2-point cast upgrades to finish that 4 card power off. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm rotating left lanes. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Looks like they retreated though. A very smart move for them. So, in terms of skill upgrade priority, I would suggest that you go for your E into your Q and then your right click. Again, that is a pretty friendly way to go about your skill upgrades. I'm sure that more advanced players can go for much different skill priority, but that's what I would suggest for beginners for sure. What you want to do is just make sure that you use your abilities for their utility. That your Q is very good at displacing enemies into a very good position, just like this, able to use that to displace that Richter here. I can, however, use my Q to, once our Richter pulls their enemy Richter closer, I can use our Q to displace him even farther into a friendly team. Using your right click again to block incoming abilities. If this Richter decides to use his pull, his chain, to pull me close to him, I can actually block it. It literally blocks abilities straight out. It's a very powerful shield. You can block Murdoch snipes, you can block an enemy Grim's GTFO, you can block a lot very easily. So very crucial here that you. So here is an example. I'm going to toggle this off. I'm going to toggle it on. I should have foreseen that. Here's this. I'm going to block this. Here's this Richter, but you know what? I'm going to use my GTFO here. I'm not going to kill. Oh, I do actually kill her. So let's use our E here, displace it off. Let's use my Q to knock him away. Use my E to suppress him, but looks like I'm going to maybe die here. Let's try to. Oh, not able to suppress him away. I should have maybe used my E a little bit more to keep him at bay, but I think we did an okay job, able to kill that. Muriel and Richter, 2 for 1 is definitely a good trade. 3 card power, able to finish off this Mage's Ward. This damage in the early game is going to be huge. A little bit of mana also. So, ladies and gentlemen, made a really good play there in the mid game. I paid for it, but definitely came out on top. Now we move into what we are going for the most, crit chance. Now, this Rift Mage's Scepter with the 3 crit upgrades is going to be great. We did get a lot of damage here, so we need to balance this out with some crit. Now, why are we going for crit on Grim? He is different than other rangers simply because he has that ability. He has a ton of crowd control. So what that crowd control enables you to do is naturally get more shots off on an enemy. Now, you could say that you could get attack speed to, get those extra shots off on the enemy, but since you already have a natural advantage over the enemy in terms of getting in terms of getting hello there, Murdoch. Not sure why you are actually working hard here, because I should be able to do quite a bit against you. Always upgrading your ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. There is a very nice ultimate here. I'm gonna walk right in, take care of him. Should be able to take care of this Richter very easily. Now, because you have that upgraded natural ability, as you can see here, to push them away, but I'll be able to finish them off with the GTFO. As you can see, you are very much able to do a lot against the enemy team. Trying to explain why we are getting crit here, but the enemy team is just doing a very good job here. I'm going to actually knock this Grux away from our friendly Decker there. Look at what we are able to do, ladies and gentlemen. Because you are able to naturally, without upgrading for attack speed, hit the enemy more often, you are simply able to upgrade crit, which already increases that which then adds on to the advantage that you already have with that ability, just to be able to hit the enemy more often. We will get attack speed, there is a card for it, and that will certainly help us, for sure, of course, but getting a high percent crit chance is going to be astronomically increased. Ooh, let's get this Richter in the opposite way of what I wanted to. Great pull by that Grux. Able to, let's see here, I have low mana, not using my health and mana potions as much as I would prefer, but it looks like this Grux, can I actually tease him? Let's see if I can hit him away. There we go. I almost have my GTFO. If he stays in sight range, I should be able to use it. Oh, he does. There he is. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, very, very close, and I don't even have the mana for it. And looks like I was not paying attention here. I'm going to pay for it and look at my... I'm going to have to slow down this thing now, because he's the one, if I don't, then he's going to pay for it. So let's see here. Oh, to dodge this Murdoch, but I can't. I'm just totally not doing it. So let's see. Can I finish him off? Oh, I can. Look at that. That increased damage that we're doing, that crit, paying off from simply just attacking more often is very, very strong. Let's see if I can hit that. No, that thing that should die, though. Great plays going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, this is a good example of how, GRIM can simply be a monster on the battlefield. 6 card power, able to fully finish off this Rift Mage Scepter. Very strong, 27% crit chance already, and we actually have another one coming up. After this Rift Mage Scepter, we are going for the Whirling Wand. What this is going to do is give us a good amount of attack speed, not as much as the attack speed deck does, but we don't simply need that. Again, for all of those reasons that I explained earlier, you are already able to hit the enemy more often simply with your slow on your E and your displacement on your Q, but you want to maximize the damage you can do already. Crit does that better, in my opinion, of course. 5 card points already, able to completely change the course of a team fight there. 5 card power going into this Whirling Wand. That increased attack speed is going to help us again a little bit more, just amplify our already natural advantage that we have in damaging the enemy. It looks like we'll have to defend this mid lane. Let's see if we can make something huge happen here. Victory already. Able to be a monster in these team fights, using our E to slow down that, especially that Grux and that Feng Mao. They really weren't able to touch me. Really on melee heroes, using your E to keep them at bay. When they do use their hard engage on you to really get in close, you use your Q to shoot them away and really keep them at bay. You do tons of damage. Again, you have that natural ability to hit the target a lot, so getting crit to really boost that is incredible. This Decker was very, very good, and definitely some good team plays here. This guy actually DC. So let's go and take a look at the build, ladies and gentlemen. We need to let's delete this starter deck, and it was quite phenomenal. I'm very, very always impressed at how these starter decks work. So Again, the very first cards you get is a Health Potion, Mana Potion, and the Scout's Word enables you to have a good sustain in the lane in the early game, getting those last hits, getting card power. Very first card you get is, of course, the Mage's Ward. You need that upgraded vision so you can put down more wards and better wards. All of this damage really sets you up for the early and mid game. Getting those last hits, absolutely phenomenal. Next, you go into the very first card that we get here, this Rift Mage's Scepter with all of that crit chance really skyrockets your damage right in the early game. Then you go into the Whirling Wand for that much needed, just the much appreciated attack speed, and that major cast gives you a boost in that mid game as well. You go back to your Rift Mage's, the other Rift Mage's Scepter that has, of course, damage on it, and on the fully upgraded bonus, and on a 2-point upgrade, so you're still getting damage along the way as well. This absolutely skyrockets your crit chance. You have 27 before this card. After this card, you have, let's see, 15 plus 6 is 21 plus 27, 48% crit chance. Incredible. I mean, almost every second hit, you are critting for 50% more damage. Is there a way to increase how much you crit? Yes, there is, and that is with this Agoran Scepter. This is the card you get next. Once you fully upgrade this with all of that crazy amount of damage, then you get the fully upgraded bonus of doing 50% more damage when you crit. Because when you normally crit, you do 150% additional damage, 150% damage, you do 200% damage. So you effectively double your basic attack damage. After that card, then you go into the much needed health and sustain with the Elder Mage Amulet. This gives you in total 800 health. That is really, really needed, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you get. You can, at the end game, if you really don't need the vision of this Mage's Ward, you can get the Staff of the Adamant here for all of that damage and that little bit of health there, the 100 health on the Staff of the Adamant to replace the Mage's Ward, but I really suggest keeping the Ward. That vision is crucial. There you guys have it. There is the starter build. If you do it in this order, it will work out the best for you. Please like the video if you liked it, dislike if you dislike it. Leave a comment down and below if you found this guide helpful, if building this starter deck in this fashion really makes you successful in these engagements. Please share the video with your community, and of course subscribe. If you found this video useful or you simply enjoyed it, I want to be able to do it for you in the future. Please subscribe. Until next time, like always, take care.